Hi, it's Daniel here. I'm going to show you how to complete an environmental management plan for your business. So this is the template that we've given you, and basically I'm just going to show you what you need to complete and what it all means. So you'll see here where obviously you put in your company name, your company details, and then the project details, and the project address. Now, the environmental management plan might be slightly different depending on the job, but you'll be able to reuse this on a lot of different projects. So if you look at this bit here, it says relevant specifications. Now, you would get that from the specifications or the plans that you've been given. So maybe in the tender documentation, there'll be some specifications, and they might say that the paints have to be Green Star. They have to be able to be used on a Green Star project, so they have to meet the Green Star IEQ 13 standard. They might say that the project has to be GECA certified. So that stands for Good Environmental Choice, which means that the products have to be certified as being better for the environment. So if that's what it says in the specification, you should put that in there. If it doesn't say that on the specification, then just remove it out of your plan. So there mightn't be a specification required. The next part of the plan talks about environmental hazards and risks. So this is pretty standard procedure. So exposure to hazardous substances on site. Waste minimisation, so that's pretty standard. Recycling, reusing of material, reduction of rubbish, removal of rubbish. Subcontractor and employee trade practices, environmental management. So what that means is that anybody who's working for you, so if you've got anybody who's working for you on an ABM, they're a subcontractor. If you've got employees, how do you know that they're going to follow these instructions? Well, maybe you've got some training. So if you're going to give them training, you would put this in here. So you could say all subcontractors or employees have completed the Green Painters course, Green Painters Environmental Management course. Or it might be a toolbox meeting that you're going to have, and you're going to have regular toolbox meetings to make sure that they understand it. Whatever it is that you're going to do in your business to make sure that they understand, you need to put in there. So don't just rely on what's already here. Think about how are you going to make sure that your employees know what to do. The next part of the plan are the actual products. Now, a lot of guys that have submitted this, they've just left in here the examples that we've got. But we don't want to see that you've just left our examples. We've only given you some ideas. So you might need to put in here the names of the products that you're going to use. So what are the products that you're actually going to be using? What makes them more environmentally sustainable? Maybe they're GECA certified. Maybe they're zero VOC products. If it's a heat reflective product, is it Code Mark certified, such as Aztec Energy Star? So you need to put that in there as well. Now, if we look on the other side of the page, it talks about lead hazards. So if there's any lead present on the project, you need to explain how lead management will be carried out. Now, I get a lot of these management plans and they've just left this blank. So obviously that's not a plan if it's blank. It needs to say how you're going to conduct lead paint management. So maybe you're going to do wet sanding. Maybe there is no lead. paint on that project. Maybe it's a brand new project. So if it is a brand new project and you don't need to do any testing, put not applicable like that. So the point is, you've got to think about how you're filling it in. You're not just writing any old crap. It's got to be relevant to the job. Waste disposal. Now it says here, detail the method of handling, see local council. So we want to see in here that you've actually thought about how you're going to manage your waste disposal. Are you going to just throw out all your rollers, brushes, or are you going to actually clean them and reuse them? Hazardous solid, such as lead contaminated waste. Where do you dispose of the lead waste? So we want to have in here your local EPA and local council guidelines. So it depends on which state you're in. For example, in Queensland, lead paint is classed as hazardous waste, so it has to be disposed of in accordance with this local state regulations. That may not be the case in, say, Western Australia, but we want to see that you've actually thought about it and you've got a plan. Hazardous liquid, so solvents and solvent paints. What are you going to do with your excess and waste terps? Or once the terps and the thinners can no longer be used for cleaning, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to, well, hopefully you're recycling it or disposing of it. So where do you dispose of it? So we want to have in here the details of where that's done. Does somebody come and pick it up? Do you have a contractor that comes and collects the solvent? Or do you dispose of it yourself at the local council might have a facility for solvents? If so, you need to write in here the where that is. So in my case, my local council is Knox City Council, so I'm going to put in Knox City Council hazardous waste depot. So you need to work that out. Waste water. Where are you going to dispose, or what are you going to do with the water that you use to wash all your tools? Hopefully you're recycling it. Maybe you've got a Dulux Enviro Wash, maybe you've got a Hames Eco Wash, maybe you've got a Tallman's Enviro cleaning unit, maybe you've got a mobile paint wash from Green Painters. Put that in here. Maybe you've built your own system. Well, you need to write in here that you've got some kind of treatment for your wastewater. If you're discharging to sewer, you've got to have council permits, so you need to put that in there as well. You also might want to write in here in waste disposal the location of your nearest paintback facility. So paintback is a free service where you can drop off your excess paint waste, such as cans, drums, things like that. So we want you to see that you've actually researched where that paint waste facility is. So paintback facility. Where is it? So you put that in there. Maybe the address, the name of the your closest paintback facility. So the point of this plan is that you're telling your customer, which may be a builder, it may be, hopefully you do this for all your customers, might be the local government that you're doing your projects for, it could be the insurance company that you're working for. You're putting in place a plan and you're saying to them, these are all the things that we're doing to be more sustainable. So it's not just a piece of paper. It's something that you've thought about carefully and you've got a plan and you're going to follow it. So I hope that makes sense, and we look forward to getting your answers back completed correctly.